Hello, welcome to the Villages, Florida. My name is David. I'm a realtor with Florida Realty Investments, and I can be reached at DavidisinFlorida@gmail.com. If you're interested in getting a good deal on a home in the Villages, or you're trying to maximize your sales price as a seller in the Villages, please reach out to me, DavidisinFlorida@gmail.com. Two things I would like to alert you to. The first is that we produce this show every Monday. Check the date and make sure you're getting the most recent information. Also, if you would subscribe, you'll be notified when we post our latest update. The other thing I would point out is that all this information is drawn from the multiple listing service. It does not include any information from the village's own internal listing service, the VLS. So today we're going to start by taking a look at this graph, which shows that sellers are now giving concessions to buyers at twice the rate that they were 6 months ago. This is probably helping to maintain real estate prices. Sellers are buying down mortgages in an effort to reduce the effect of higher interest rates on potential buyers. So let's now turn our attention to the real estate market in the villages itself. We start by taking a look at total listings. This week there are 290 listings in the villages, ranging in price from just over $151,000 to just under $2 million. A closer look at these listings broken down by price segment. You can see that in the most active price segment, the $300,000 to $500,000 range, this week there are 170 homes for sale. Last week there were 159. The week prior to that, 162. The week prior to that, 173. And the week prior to that, 174. Here we can see the median listing price per square foot for all listings. 267.34 is the number. This is the lowest number that we've seen over the last year. Here we take a look at the median time on the market for all these listings. Currently 51 days, the median time. This remains elevated, but keep in mind that there were a lot of properties that entered the market after the new year. So effectively, the median time on the market for existing listings has been skewed downward by all these new listings. This graph shows us new listings and pending home sales, which is another way of looking at homes entering the market and homes leaving the market. Over the last 7 days, there were 43 new listings, which is the highest number that we've seen over the last year. Pending home sales numbered 23. On this graph, the blue line indicates new listings and the amber line represents pending sales. Here we see more detail on these new listings. Over the last 7 days, there were 43, ranging in price from $229,000 to almost $950,000. In the most active price segment, the $300,000 to $500,000 range, of the 43 new listings, 26 fell into that $300,000 to $500,000 range. Last week there were 9 new listings in that segment, previous week 8, previous week 15, and the week prior to that 19. Here we take a closer look at pending home sales. Price per square foot on pending sales is $250.72. Not the lowest that we've seen, and it seems to be remaining in the $245 to $255 range. A look at pending home sales and how long they were on the market. Over the last 7 days, the median time is 47 days. This graph is also skewed lower because many properties that went pending over the last 7 days had been listed for sale only recently. This is a closer look at the properties that sold and closed over the last 7 days. They numbered only 14, ranging in price from $145,000 to almost $871,000. 14 is not the lowest number of sales that we've seen this year, but it's barely above the 12 that we saw at the end of November. Here's a more in-depth look at the properties that sold over the last 7 days in the most active price segment, the $300,000 to $500,000 price range. Only 7 sold, which is half of the total sales. Previous week saw 19, previous week 13, previous week 16, and the previous week 11. This graph shows us the price per square foot on the properties that sold and closed over the last 7 days. $245 is that number. It does seem as if the trend towards lower prices remains intact, but because of seller concessions to buyers, sellers have succeeded in maintaining a higher sales price. And here we take a look at how long properties that sold and closed over the last 7 days were on the market. 24.5 days, the median time, down markedly from the last 3 weeks, but still elevated from what we saw earlier in the year. Here we take a look at all listings to see what percentage have had a price decrease from the original listing price. We're still under 50% of listings, 46.55% as of this week. Keep in mind that a lot of properties that have entered the market recently have entered the market at new lower prices and haven't had to reduce their asking price yet. And our final graph shows us what the change from the original listing price is for all listings. Keep in mind that as new listings enter the market, they do enter the market at lower numbers, and so we would expect this figure to moderate. A decrease of 4.44% is the median change for all listings currently available in the villages. So that concludes this week's look at the village's real estate market. If you're interested in buying a home and trying to determine what a good deal would be, or you're trying to sell a home and trying to maximize your return, please contact me at DavidisinFlorida@gmail.com. Or if you have any general questions about the villages, please reach out to me. I'll be happy to help you in any way I can. Hope to hear from you. Take care.